What if I told you that the ATF pulled the public comment period, but the DOJ was still going to make a ruling on the pistol brace issue? Or what if I said it was a potential Trojan horse that they were in cahoots with the incoming administration? Stick by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets. Today's episode is sponsored by TacPack. TacPack is kicking off 2021 with a huge January box, their biggest ever. TacPack is a monthly subscription box that is filled with tactical, EDC, and survival gear. In order to jump in on this January box, which is their largest ever, you have to order today. You have to order before the end of December. And while this box is top secret, I'll show you a couple things because I just opened it myself. Check this out. Fix-It Sticks. This is their hunting and shooting edition, complete with a bracket and the two handles make up a T-handle. A roll of shooter's tape with 1 MOA squares. Awesome for target practice or zeroing your firearm. If you're into knives, how about the micro sharpener and knife tool from Worksharp? Speaking of knives, the Bombastic from CRKT. All that and there's more. Now, if you want to get in on January's pack, their biggest ever, you have to join before the end of December. You can do that right over at tacpack.com. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. If it is Second Amendment news that you are seeking, this is where you will find it. Please consider subscribing to Guns and Gadgets to be in the know on whatever is happening, wherever it's happening. And it's fast and furious, and it's only going to ramp up here in the next 2 weeks in January. So for those of you who aren't aware, you should be aware if you're a gun owner, the ATF opened up a 2-week period for public comments regarding their objective factors for classifying weapons with stabilizing braces. And that form is still up on the Federal Register, even though the ATF said they were going to withdraw the form. However, the form is still up, the form is still live, and because it is already in process, the Department of Justice still has to review this form and can make decisions based off of this period. With that said, there's only 71,885 comments right now. There should be 700,000 comments. If you're a gun owner, whether or not you own a pistol brace, whether or not you agree with pistol braces, whatever, now is the time to stand together, stand as one, and have one strong unified voice telling the DOJ and the ATF that we're done with the infringements. There is no reason to reclassify anything that's been totally legal for a decade. In fact, if anything, the amount of pistol braces in the market proves that SBRs shouldn't even be on the NFA. So please make a comment. I will leave the link down below in the description and in the pinned comment in the comment section if I can remember. Sometimes I forget that. But there's 5 days left. You have to have your comments in by January 4th. Please do that now. The ATF withdrew their guidance only a couple hours after they received that letter that I talked about, videos floating above, from 89 members of Congress. Also, Mitch McConnell's office reached out to the DOJ and told them this is enough, this has to stop. However, like I said, the form is still up and the DOJ has to still review this. Now with AG Barr gone and a deputy now in the helm, I want everybody to reach out and contact those 89 congressmen and women and also Senate Leader Mitch McConnell and tell them, first off, thank you for reaching out to the ATF. However, the form is still there. The DOJ will still review this issue. We want to put an end to this. Seriously, like 4 sentences can get this done. I'll have a link down below so you can find the emails for these congressmen and women. Just type in their name, do the search for them. It'll all pop up. 5 days left to stand for freedom. Now, regarding the Trojan horse that I mentioned, if you have not reviewed Joe Biden's plans on his website, he has already articulated plans for restructuring and increasing funding for the ATF. And part of that, if you read it and dug down deeper, was basically to allow or to off-put some of their responsibilities. And what does that mean for you and me? Well, that means that if the ATF says, you know what, we don't have enough people, there's only like 3,000 people in the ATF, then it's going to be off-put to the local PDs or the state police or the sheriff's departments. That's the last thing we want is more of a federalization of the local men and women of law enforcement. That is not something that would be beneficial, not just for gun owners, but for freedom as a whole. Now, there is some scuttlebutt. The ATF has kind of quieted down to remain in compliance with the Donald Trump order that came through the DOJ for ATF and other groups to stop basically giving rulings on opinions. Another thing that I'm hearing is that they might have pulled this comment period / consideration because the Donald Trump administration, via executive order, has required all federal rule changes to be printed in the Federal Register and open for public comments, which they kind of did here, but it was extremely vague if you read the form. Please go down and hit that link and make a comment. I believe that they are waiting, they're biding their time, close to a pun there, they're biding their time for a Biden-Harris administration. It's coming down to January 5th and 6th, which is the 5th is the election for the runoffs of the U.S. Senate in Georgia, and the 6th is the day that the electoral votes will be certified by the vice president. So those 2 days are basically going to really determine what's going on. I know there's a lawsuit, and I know that Sidney Powell has released the Kraken, but as of right now, if we're just going as of right now, they're preying on the Biden administration to take over because Biden has said that he will put ARs and AKs and magazines all under the NFA. And for the ATF, which when they were created, they were a tax collection group, that's what they want. They want your $200. They want your money. And in order to just issue you a stamp saying, here, you can have your freedom now because you paid us. Not how it's supposed to be, guys and gals. So let's not sleep on this. Let's keep this in the forefront. I know we thought we had a little victory, and I think that's exactly what the ATF wants, is for the attention to move away from this. I am calling this a Trojan horse. I am saying, please keep commenting. Please keep sharing this video. Please keep that conversation open with your friends, your families, your neighbors, and comment. Get them to comment on this forum. You can comment more than once if you have a couple different items that you want to talk about. Whether it's how you utilize a pistol brace because of your handicap, or whether you don't agree with a government agency making any arbitrary decisions on something that is subjective and not written down, where they can holistically look at things and decide on a case-by-case basis. That's not how it's supposed to be. Don't let this slip. Don't let this slide. The ATF, believe me, they're not going away, and they're only biding their time. This is going to come back. And again, this opinion is not just mine. I have heard from several prominent people in the industry, several groups that fight for us on the regular. This is something that's real. So keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I appreciate you all so much more than you know. Until we see each other again, please be safe. Please stay vigilant and always carry a weapon. Subscribe to Guns and Gadgets if you want to stay in the know, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.